2021, huh? Oh yeah, that's great. It's just rocking right along, and we are in a period of upheaval and unrest, and we are so divided as a country in such a way that, well, until last year, most of us have never experienced, and it's just continuing this year and this week. There's just a heaviness, like a like just everyone I've spoken with is just kind of in the state of like there's that knot in our stomach of like what's next, and um, it's been a hard week, and the church should provide an alternative to what we see happening in the culture around us. But unfortunately, a lot of times the church is silent when we should speak up, and other times we're speaking when we should be listening. And I've been thinking recently, like, what if the polarization we're feeling in our country and is like not going away for a long time? Like, how do we move forward? Can we, if things like never start to calm down, and we never get past this division that we're in, can we, as Jesus followers, as Jesus people, can we still, in this environment, is there possible for us to have joy and peace, and at the same time work for justice, and having a political dialogue in a way that is not demeaning of the other person? Um, and I think we can. I think we can. And I wish I was endowed with a great intellect and wisdom to be able to say, well, here's what we need to do, Hills Church. Like, here's these three things we can do, um, uh, and I think there are some things we can do here locally, but like I just don't have any big answers like I wish that I had for us. I do know that we need to seek God, like genuinely seek after God. Um, every year, every January, we do 21 days of prayer and fasting. And if there was ever a time where we needed to seek God, it is now. And so this Sunday, we kick off our 21 days of prayer and fasting. And fasting is just a way of saying yes to God and no to ourselves. Maybe just a bit more than we were last week or last year. Yes to God, no to ourselves, a way of seeking after God, consecrating ourselves, even just a soul detox. And so I'd encourage you to participate in some way, whether it's just a meal a day, or you're some type of soul fast, social media, phone, something like that. You can find all the details about fasting, why we fast. Just go to thehillsdenver.com. Right there at the top, there's a link to the page there. There's a prayer guide there. There's also the Zoom link, because every morning at 7 o'clock, starting Sunday, for 10-15 minutes, we're gonna pray. Opportunity for us to pray together. Someone different will be leading that each day, so make sure to check that out and to participate with us, because if there was ever a time where we needed to hear from God, it's now. And besides prayer and fasting, I want to encourage you to continue to gather with us on Sundays. And I know virtual church is not ideal. Virtual micro church is not ideal. It's just awkward. There's pauses. It's not. I was convicted this week. I was in a meeting with several pastors, and Dr. Charlie Self was there, and Dr. Self. I interviewed him earlier this summer as one of our weeks on politics. You might recall, and he was talking about the reason we gather on Sundays, the purpose for our gathering. And I wrote down a few things that he said. He talks about when we gather, we are gathering fundamentally for God. We are gathering for God. We are gathering for the life of the world around us. And that when we gather, when we participate together, like there should be an expectation of what is God gonna do? Like what is God gonna say to us when we gather together? And so I want to encourage you to stay engaged on Sundays. If you're not part of a micro church, those are launching this Sunday. Make sure to get into a micro church, and because when we gather, there's something about gathering together, seeking after God together, that God works in ways that I know God works when we're by ourselves, but there's something just about the gathering when Jesus is present with us, and he's binding up our broken hearts. He's healing us. He's transforming us when his presence is there. So I want to encourage you. Let's stick in this together. Let's join in this 21 days of prayer and fasting, and let's see. Despite the chaos, right? Despite all the grossness that's happening around us, let's see what God wants to say to us in 2021. God bless.